Zimbabwe is a country that has been marred by abductions. And the most infamous of these abductions is the abduction of Itai Dzamara. And many political activists, opposition political members, even ZANU-PF political members and embassies of foreign nations in Zimbabwe have been asking, what happened to Itai Dzamara? Who took Itai Dzamara? And why is the government of Zimbabwe not investigating the disappearance of Itai Dzamara? And some people in Zimbabwe have come up with the conclusion that the Zimbabwean government and its intelligence service took Itai Dzamara because he was opposed to the government. But the truth behind this issue will be more surprising than many people think. Interpol, the intelligence services of the region, the Zimbabwean intelligence have been investigating the issue of Itai Dzamara over the past 5 years. And the truth is they have actually come up with a conclusion as to what happened to Itai Dzamara. But the countries that have been implicated, the countries that have been implicated in the cover-up of this investigation are deemed to be very powerful countries, some of which are asking where Itai Dzamara is, and some of which act like the policemen of human rights in the world, are part and parcel of the disappearance of Itai Dzamara. And because of the stature and power of these countries, the Zimbabwean government, the intelligence services of the region and Interpol cannot give information as to what happened to Itai Dzamara because Interpol is financed by some of these countries and Zimbabwe is currently re-engaging with many of these powers. But what we know is this. Itai Dzamara was a man who was an activist who had secrets to the extent that he had foreign bank accounts in one of the regional countries here in the SADC region. In one account, he had 800,000 to 900,000. In another account, he had 2 million and the other 6 million of the currency of that nation. These accounts were created in a country where Itai Dzamara had never been to and a country where Itai Dzamara was not resident. And this brought a red flag to one of the intelligence services that was investigating money laundering and other types of financial crimes according to FICA. This is the intelligence service that alerted the Zimbabwean government and its intelligence service that a citizen of Zimbabwe had a foreign account that was dubious and that had transactions that they did not understand. The Zimbabwean government immediately asked Itai Dzamara to come in for an interview. They interviewed and interrogated him about the account, how he opened the account, where the money coming into the account was coming from, what work he was doing for this money to come into his account, and what the money was being used for. Itai Dzamara could not give any satisfactory answer to these questions. But because they could not yet link him to any crime or criminal activity, the Zimbabwean government let him go. What is ironic is Itai Dzamara never went to the media. He never reported this investigation or interrogation. After a number of weeks, the intelligence of that country came again to the government of Zimbabwe, and they said that they were seeing vast amounts of movement on this account and hearing rumors and gathering intelligence that something was about to go down. The government of Zimbabwe brought in Itai Dzamara for a second interrogation. This time, this interrogation was more serious than the first, because they wanted to know what it is that was going down, why was the money moving, and what was the money going to be used for. Itai Dzamara again did not give much information. But this time the government had enough information to start creating a case. So they began to create a case and released Itai Dzamara. On his release soon after, Itai Dzamara was abducted. There was quick movement of money in and out of the account, and all of a sudden the accounts went silent. Interpol, the intelligence service of the country in which Itai had his account, together with the Zimbabwean intelligence, began to follow leads to find out what had happened to Itai Dzamara. A phone that was linked to communication with Itai before and during and after the release from the interrogation immediately homed into one of the cities in Zimbabwe. A man was caught with a cell phone. He was brought in for interrogation. This foreign national began to speak. In his speaking, he came up with information as to what had happened to Itai Dzamara. And while he was being interrogated, phone calls went through to the Zimbabwean government from very powerful nations asking for the release of this gentleman because he enjoyed the diplomatic immunity of one of the powerful governments that was asking for his release. The government of Zimbabwe and its intelligence service were left with no option but to release this gentleman. But he had given enough information to give an indication as to what had happened to Itai Dzamara. This information was information our government, Interpol, and regional intelligence services could not act on because of the power behind the persons that had taken Itai Dzamara. Now, this is what Zimbabweans need to start asking themselves. Do we wait for 30 to 50 years for these powerful countries to declassify their intelligence files for us to know what happened to Itai Dzamara? Or do we get private investigators to start working on the leads that have already been given to follow the bank accounts, follow the money, and follow the people that were putting money into Itai Dzamara's accounts for us to know what happened to Itai Dzamara? Not every nation that talks about human rights and being a policeman for human rights really cares about human rights. Some of the countries that say that they're the policemen of human rights are the same nations that brought us the crimes against humanity of slavery, colonialism. Until today, they bomb women, children, murder women, children for their oil and mineral resources. They're the same nations that have got sanctions on nations that have got resources, collectively punishing those people to ensure that they take their mineral resources, place puppet governments that are going to make them masters of those people. We need to find out what happened to Itai Dzamara.